Georgette Gancars here, and I just want to show you today how you can do a very fast abstract painting using 3 different colors and the half blade palette knife. So let's get started. First, I'm going to use yellow. Next, I just have my regular medium yellow. Next, I'm going to use a blue. And this is ultramarine blue, but you can use any color blue. And after that, I am going to use a red, and I'm going to use a deep red, but you can use any color red that you want. And I'm going to show you, and you want to do it on I'm trying it on regular watercolor paper just to show you. So I have my colors, just red, blue, and yellow. And they don't have to be in any particular order. I'm just having them in that way on my palette. I'm going to make sure that my knife is clean. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up first my yellow. And I'm just going to put the yellow paint, and I'm just going to kind of drag it down. And I want to show you, the cool thing about this is when I use this half blade, I can come back and I can put another, more yellow on top of that if I want. And it makes these lines. Do you see those lines? And that's just because I stopped in a certain area. If I were to drag the knife all the way through, that wouldn't happen, right? So I could do these, where I drag it short, and I get something like that. Or I can drag the braid really long. So it's up to you. And that's why I recommend the half blade. I'm going to clean my knife now. And I'm going to add some red on top, and I'm not going to push deep. I'm just dragging the red on top in no particular order. And again, this is just practice for an abstraction, how you might want to start it off. Okay, I'm going to clean my knife off on my palette. I always want to recycle my color. And then I'm going to do the same with the blue on the tip of the knife. You see it's halfway, it's not all the way. And I'm going to put it in some places here. And now I'm going to pick up the blue on the edge with the red, where they're just kind of picking up the blue and the red together. And you can use any color you want. Now I've got blue, red, and yellow. Okay, and I'm pretty much covered this whole sheet. Now I could leave it like that, but it's not that exciting. I want to make it a little more exciting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean my rag off. Clean my blade off. And then I'm going to take the edge of my blade and I'm going to just press down. And then I'm going to take what's on the edge of my blade and wipe it on my wax paper, my palette. I'm going to keep doing that, but I need to keep, each time I do it, I need to pull down hard. And I'm using the edge only. I'm pulling it down. And I have to keep wiping off the edge of my palette knife. And I'm going to recycle that paint. Wiping it off. And try it on a small board first, then you can do it on a much larger canvas. But it's a way just to learn a little bit about abstraction, have a little bit of freedom. I have students that do really good paintings that are very large. But again, it's best to start off small. And I like the half blade. You can just scrape. I'm going to keep doing it. And it makes a difference in case you kind of end up with this. And it makes a difference if you're starting off with a light color versus a dark. So you can try it going from, you know, using the light colors first, which was the yellow, the red, and then the blue on top. And then you can do it in opposite. You can put on the dark colors first and put the light colors on top of that. So maybe you put blue on first, then you put red, and then yellow on top, and scrape, and it will be totally different, I can assure you. So the next thing you want to do is you want to rebuild up your colors again, and you want to do it again. So this time, let's go in reverse. Let's add some blues, but the blue we want to add this time is going to be a turquoise blue. So we'll change it up a little bit, okay? And what I'm going to do again, or you could just leave it like this if you're happy with this, right? But you could, where you're adding these blues, and it's going to drastically change. That's the thing is, when you're doing these kind of abstract paintings, you basically have to just say, you know what, I gotta let it go. Whatever happens, happens. Got my blue on top. You could leave it like that if you want. And now I'm going to go with a different color red. So I think I want my red to be a little bit brighter, so I'm going to go back to my primary red here. This one has a little bit more pink in it. And I'm just putting it anywhere. I'm not even thinking about it, you know. Okay, and you can mix it with the turquoise if you want. You see I have both of them on the knife now. And I'm just laying them down. I'm not worrying about it. You know, it's like an easy day. Okay. And now I'm going to use my bright yellows again. You know, this time I have my medium yellow. You know, you can use a Hansa yellow if you have a CAD. That's great. And I've got the situation. And I'm going to put it this time. I'm going to layer it on top of my blues and my I'm going to put some in between. But as you see, I'm layering them on top of these reds. See, so I'm putting them very lightly on top, which is different because I'm not, some of them I am putting in between. You start building this up. You see how, and I can build up, you know, I can put tons of colors on here if I wanted to. You can start building this up. And I'm just going to use all the stuff I have on my palette. Why not? Why not make it interesting? Okay. Now, as you see, it's getting very abstract, isn't it? It's building up more. So you could leave it like this, you know, where you're building color on top of color. And I'll show you, I'll do it slowly. So let's put some yellow on top of this yellow. I'm going to put some red. You see that? Or you could wipe it off again. So let's wipe it off again. So again, we have it like this. And now we're going to say goodbye to it. And the secret is when you're scraping it, right, you have to kind of scrape down. I'm scraping it at an angle. And I'm wiping it off. And in my class, we do tons of different ways to explore, you know, abstraction. When I teach my abstraction class, these are one of the beginning methods for the students to try. You can see how it's drastically building up down here. It's really changing, right? And you have to remember to clean your knife. And so maybe come, you know, do abstraction with me, and I'll show you many different ways. And this is just something you kind of want to get started. You want to get used to the knife. We do abstraction with glazes and washes. We use the knife, we use the brush. And I'll show you at this point it looks like this. So we have all this beautiful texture just building up, you know. And, you know, maybe these aren't your colors, obviously. You know, maybe you don't like these colors, and that's okay. You should use the colors that you like, okay? Maybe you're a person who wants to just do it monochromatic. That works too. And, you know, you can do this in watercolors, you can do it in gouache, you can use it in acrylics. When you're doing it in oils, it's a little bit harder because it's very wet. It doesn't really have that much time to dry. There are ways that I'll show my students that we can get by with this. Now I'm just putting some yellow on top. And I could drag this through. I just want to build it up. I want to show you how you can get those lights coming back in there. Okay? And you'll notice that I didn't, you know, there's other things that we can do with gel medium that I can show you to brighten things up. We do glazes in between, where you'll have 4 or 5 different colors underneath, and you can see each color pretty clearly underneath. But if you really scrape with that knife, you know, I can go and I can build up more yellow, and this would totally change. But this is just a way, you know, for you to try abstraction, try different things. Sometimes I do drawings underneath, and then I put the colors on top, and it makes something totally different. You see bits of the drawing coming through. So try it and tell me what you think, and tell me how yours comes out. Share yours online with me. I'd love to see them. So I'll usually, like I said, when I'm teaching in class, we do large canvases. You know, I do acrylic painting, oils, watercolors, printmaking. I do a lot of abstraction. I also do abstraction and realism too. So it's a different kind of medium, just something that you might do on a rainy day, just to kind of release your energy, get creative, get the day going, maybe make one of these and go outside. The cool thing is you can always come back, I said, and you know, when it's dry, and you can draw things on top, you can do transfers underneath. It's endless. So hopefully I'll see you in one of my classes, and have a great day. Ciao.